Well, I pulled the netting off the garden. Let's see how it looks. These are my tomatoes, and even with the netting on, you can see I got one down there that's ripening. There's not a ton, but I've got tomatoes. And we got poured on with rain the last couple of days. There were thunderstorms that actually started a fire close by. But our wonderful fire department, along with the rain, put it out quickly. So we are so grateful for that. The weeds with that rain are huge. We're going to have to come out and pull and cut and get those out of the way. My poor peppers, the grasshoppers really loved that one right there. But they're hanging on. And now that I've taken the netting off, I'm hoping that they do better. I have a few peppers here. Those look like a chili pepper. That looks like a nice chili pepper. They ate my sage, but they're surviving. The hops are going crazy, and they are covered with hops, so Brian will be happy about that. I'm leaving the netting on these containers for now, just because if the antelope comes back, I don't want it to be real convenient. So this one's uncovered because this is about to start blooming. This is my okra. These are okra too. They're just not as big yet. Now this is my main garden, and it loved all the rain we got. And I took all the netting off yesterday. But the weeds also loved the rain. When you're in the high desert and they're not used to getting watered, anytime you get any rain, weeds pop up everywhere. These are my green beans, and I've been picking on them for about a week. And I've got a fair amount. These are pinto beans that I grow as green beans. The parsley. There's some Swiss chard. All of those came up self-seeded. My asparagus, it's going to be real healthy for next year. And the netting actually stuck to that. So it tore the netting where it was, but that's okay. Most of the netting is reusable. I'll clean it up and fold it and save it for next year. These are my sugar snap peas, and I have been harvesting so many of these. I mean, probably a pound or two every 2 days. That's about how often I can get out here and search for them. But they are so good, so sweet and delicious. I picked last night, so there's not a lot out here, but you can see I'm already getting more. My carrots, and I need to come out and thin those. More sugar snap peas. And there's some more. Brown using his flame blaster to start the Pit Boss smoker. Tomorrow my sister's getting baptized, and so we're smoking some pork shoulders and gonna have pulled pork sandwiches. I've harvested 2 of my cabbages. They're getting a little burned on top, so they'll probably come out soon. My broccoli's about done, but I have more carrots here. I cut this oregano way back, about a week and a half ago. And you can see it's already coming back big time. So I have so much of that to share. Spinach is done. I'm gonna yank those out and reseed in maybe a week or 2, I hope. My Swiss chard is blooming, but there's still a bunch that I need to harvest and we can have a nice meal. Lots and lots of kale, some beautiful lettuce. This butter lettuce has gone to seed, but I'll collect those and replant. More kale. My blackberries and raspberries are making tons of berries. They're a few ripe, but not too many yet. But I'm grateful. This is the most I've ever had on this, so they're looking good. And so are all the weeds everywhere. Mustard greens, beautiful. I'm gonna pick some and share with the person that gave me the seeds tomorrow. She's gonna enjoy that. My butternut squash just isn't doing a whole lot yet. It's growing, it's just not very big. My zucchinis are getting big and they're starting to bloom. And same with my yellow squash. My tomatillos are doing great. Blooming like crazy. And I've already got a number of them forming. And they're already getting good size inside those shells, so they're doing very well. My cucumbers have taken forever. The ones there didn't grow. One sprouted, but it died. But those are growing, they just haven't gotten very big yet. And these right here, it's a weed. These are weeds. But these are ground cherries, and they're growing just very slowly. I have to come out and harvest these onions. A week ago, they were still green and standing up, and you can see now they're pretty much, they need to come out. Down here is my Seminole squash. It's one of them that I planted from Crazy Days and Deep South Homestead. My sugar pie pumpkins, more butternut squash that's just not growing, and another Seminole pumpkin. And all these are real slow, and I don't know if it's because of the weather, because usually they do much better. But once I can get the weeds out of here, everything is really doing well. So grasshoppers have calmed way down. So I'm very thankful, and I'm getting produce this year, so I'm so happy that I'll have a harvest. But before I go pull weeds, I have a project. It's a new homestead project. We're gonna start putting in some fencing. So that's what we're working on today. So we had 3 crazy women out today building a fence for our homestead project, and mostly out of materials we already had on the homestead. These posts are different heights because that's what we had. So it's gonna work. That's all that matters. And this is one day's harvest from the peas and green beans and my favorite rose bush. But I'm so thankful for what we're getting, because last year I didn't. This was also a really hard week. We had to let go of our old hound dog, Olive Oil. I want to thank you for watching, and God bless. We'll talk again soon.